Hello and welcome back to Biotope Aquarium Simulator. And we are on year 1, week 2, day 7. Day 7. Last episode we were on week 1, day 2. And I was noticing the color changes were different when you clicked here. Now I was clicking this just to get this information here. But what this actually does, it gives you an entire look of all your aquatic animals, plants, fish, everything. I'd done a lot to try to get this to where they're all green. I had other plants in the background. While they were green, the other plants were turning red. So they didn't like the temperature or the pH. pH is still a little high if I want breeding. But for now, I mean, they're doing good. Day 7, it's almost going to be the next morning. And I think that's when it changes over at midnight, so I'm not sure. We'll fast forward time and see. But this button gives you an overview of all your aquatic. So I took out the grass, I took out a couple more plants back here. I think I have 5 plants. And remember at the beginning of the game they wanted you to put 5 stones and 5 plants. So I kind of left that. And then trying to get the pH up, you know, it was going down. I put in some driftwood. I did buy a little bit of chemicals and check them out as well to see what they would do. If you run the speed up as you're doing it, you can see that, whoops, wrong button. Close that. You can see that change happens. Like you go ahead and you put a little bit of chemicals in and then come back and hit this and then hit your play button and it'll fast forward time. And you can kind of watch your pH level, and you can yeah, it's going down now. Overcrowding, I was thinking, well, maybe 21 fish. You know, they told you to put 5 fish in. It's 5 fish, 5 rocks, 5 plants, but that's not what I want. I want more. So I had to do it and just kind of, you know, figure out where it went. I don't think I've lost it. There's nothing that does anything tell us where how many fish we have. You know what I mean? Our fish load is 11 grams. Plant load is 8 grams there. Oh, let's pause that for just a second. Let's get out of here. Oh, we're on 19. History. Days, maybe 3 days. And the pH level. It was really high, and then now it's kind of coming back down. At the moment, I think that's temperature based. It's based on the temperature. So 2 things, actually. 2 things. Temperature and filter. I may have it off. Yeah, see, it's saying downward. The Venturi, I'm not sure what the Venturi is. Is that what pushes the water out? Yeah. Okay. So I was getting too much aeration maybe in here. So I actually turned it off, and the pH came down, man. It came down. I just turned the filter off. Or whichever way. It was either low and I turned it off and it got back up to normal levels. But yeah, pay attention to the filter. That's one thing that's constantly running. So turn it off occasionally and watch what happens as you speed up time. I've got the Venturi up and 7.71, 7.72, so it's going up. I'd like for it to come down because I want that one fish in here, wherever she is, to stress levels 12. So that could be heat. It's 21 degrees. I got 22.5. Could be this. But you do have to let it run for a day. You do have to let it run. If pH is too low, put in some water. Is that tank? Oh, does this tell us how many fish I have? No, nothing really tells us how many fish we have. I guess you just have to know. What was I looking for? Water. Yeah, right here. water change with tap water. And of course, don't change it all at one time. Change it a little at a time. Change it a little at a time. So, kind of been playing around with it. Let's go ahead and speed up time just past today until we get another end of week report and maybe get some more money. We have 67 euro. $67, I'll say. 24 more hours. Let's go that, that, and that, that, and that. Okay. Time pauses when this happens, when your weekly status report comes out. So, weekly status report. Oh, I think my chair is on my cord here. I can't. There we go. Original balance was 67. We are still level 1. Even 3 weeks in, we're still level 1. Expenses, electricity bill was $4.26. Bonus for stress-free fish and plants, a 4. So I got $4 bonus. Bonus for fish and plants within the green range. The green range. I got €5. So still level 1. Got a new balance. I can acknowledge that and go back home. 1 o'clock in the morning. It's nighttime, so the light's off, I guess. But if we hit this, oh, so they're coming out of the green at the moment. They're coming out. pH too high. pH too high. Let's turn that filter off just for a moment. I'm sorry. Let's turn the. Let's close that. I guess this is blinking when we're working on whatever device we're working on. So I got the filter up. Now there's no pulsation. The light, then we start seeing the light highlighting and can we move these? Yeah, we can move these. So there's our light. I did change the time. I think this was set for 20. Did I take away 4 hours or something like that? So it's on a lot longer. That could have something to do with it. Because those other plants in the background wanted. Hey, look at my fish. They're not doing too good on week 3, day 1. They just changed over. So, is it the temperature? We're at 79.2. It just takes a while. Once you make a change, make it slight. Watch it for a little bit. I just don't want this to be so high. So let's do something interesting that I haven't really done. Let's do some water change in 3 weeks. Not sure how to do this yet. Quantity. This object is a placeholder for tap water from the local utility and is endlessly available. Water is modeled after typically medium hard tap water. I think at the beginning of the game it was still in German. It was in a different language anyway. Analysis. The pH is 7.8. I don't know if this will do anything. Can I do 10% and apply that? So we changed 10% of the water, possibly. And then what you want to do is just run it for a while. 7.85. It's coming down. 7.73 and it went right back up. So the fish are green. See, I'm keeping this turned on. Until you want to look at your tank, maybe rearrange things. So 7.72 with a little water change. And we did it 10 hours ago. Let it run for 10 hours. Brought the pH down. So I'm kind of watching all that. Temperature, 12% stressed. I think they have to be below 20% stress to be somewhere. Yeah, they're good. They're good. A little bit high on the pH. See, pH is a little too high, so I want to bring the pH down. So there's lots of things you can do. bring the pH down by adding more plants. I don't know. Let's... I don't know. I don't know, if I add that little grass, it turned red. So it didn't like where it was. And then those tall, lanky things in the back, they were... These things, they didn't like it either. They turned red. Oh, see, they want the temperature to be way up here and very little, between 1 and 11. So, you know, at 6, it would have to be at 6. So if I put them in, the pH is too high. Instantly. I put them in, they're going to turn red. 1.5, that's about the same. Where did they like it? They like the pH to be a little lower, maybe 3 to 13. That's a range of 10. So these are getting ready to turn, according to this, I think, anyway. But within the green zone, let's take a look at our... We hold spacebar, and we click this plant here. Oh, up here was its icon. Its health and stress level. We'll click that. It's healthy. Blah, blah, blah. CO2 consumption. Oh. Bring down the CO2. Oxygen production and CO2 consumption. I don't want to overcrowd it with... but let's try it. Let's go buy some more of this flat leaf stuff here. Where did I click? Store. Flat leaf stuff. We'll buy 250. And we'll buy 2. So we've added 10% water. We turned off the Venturi. And we're going to place 2 plant. See, here's where I took these out. I can sell these back. I don't need them. I don't know how to sell them. How do I sell them? Let's try this. These 2. Put it near the back. And is this one a big one? And medium. Put it near the back. See if we can cover up the filter. It's not long enough. Okay, so now we've got some plants in there that's going to consume carbon dioxide or whatever it is. I forgot. And produce spacebar. Click it. Stress level info. CO2. Oxygen. Maybe that's what that fish load was. Where did we see that? Right here? Fish load 11.1, plant load 11.7. So that's kind of equal. pH is 7.73. Still too high for me. Still too high. I want to get it to 6. How can I bring it down? More. They say you can add some driftwood, because this is natural stuff. This isn't fake stuff. These rocks really put minerals into the water. The driftwood does the same, but you don't want to have too much driftwood. I had one piece in my tank. I think I don't think it was a 60-gallon tank or something like that. And I had a bunch of neons and angelfish and picostoma and some tetras. And a beta in the corner in her own little tank, her own little separator. But anyway, the fish at the moment are doing good. It's 1 o'clock. Oh, yeah, I usually feed them about noon. So we will go in to feed them. Go. Again, I don't know if I'm giving them the right amount. They could be... See, did all of the fish. Did this little buddy right here get any? You know? Stress level is 12.3. His oxygen consumption is 5.1. His CO2 production is 6.3. And his ammonia, oh, I should watch that too. Ammonia production. Stress. See, it's a little high on the pH, and that little buddy can go way low if you needed to. How do I get this low? That's what I need to work on. He's a juvenile male. There's no eggs in him. So we'll do this one here. We'll leave this one here, and maybe I'll let it run for a little while. See what happens. Anyway, I hope you like this video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe for more. Give me some tips if you are a fish person. If you have tanks in your home, or if you know kind of the CO2 levels and the pH, what can bring it down. I know the limestone will bring it down or bring it up. Bring it down, I think. Anyway, thanks for watching.